I'm Richard,
I'm Jason.
and we're the Card Game Guys, the internet's premier source for DC deck building game content. Although tonight we're bringing you something that's technically not the DC deck building game. It is the Teen Titans Go deck building game, which is built on the same Cerberus engine, so it plays mostly the same. It's got some influences from other sources, though. You'll notice that the weakness stack has a card that's not called weakness on top of it. All of the weaknesses are different and have very different effects in game. And when you have a weakness, you have to play it first on your turn before you play any other cards. For example, the naughty list says you may not play more than 3 different card types during your turn, and this counts as one. So unlike the base DC deck building game, these weaknesses are a card type. And in addition, you'll notice there are no kicks. We have Titans Go, which is a starter instead of a superpower. It is still cost 3. It does still give you 2 power when you play it, but it is also a defense. And the way that it defends is kind of interesting. You put it back on the Titans Go stack in order to defend, and that lets you draw a card in addition to avoiding the attack. So that makes for an interesting mechanic where when you use the defenses, they're out there for your opponents to take. In addition, this is only a 2-player game, although I understand that you can play it with more. It is designed for 2. I will be playing as Robin, which has the ability, once during each of my turns, if I control both a hero and an equipment, I get +1 power and I get to draw a card. Jason, what are you playing as?
I have Beast Boy. Each time you play a superpower, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card.
And Jason also gets to go first, so let's have a go.
I got 4, and I'll take Elephant Form.
That's definitely a good start for you as Beast Boy. I, on the other hand, have 3, and I will take the Beatbox.
I have 3. I'm going to take Sticky Joe and Wally T.
Somebody doesn't want me getting any heroes, apparently.
Well, Sticky Joe does combo with Beast Boy, so...
Okay. I have 4 this time, which I'm sure stuns everyone. I will take Titans Go and the Cape. Now, you may have noticed that we have 4 other character cards sitting over here. Those are sidekicks. Each of them has a recruit ability, which is a way that you gain them. And you'll note that, for example, Cyborg is recruit, play 2 equipment. So if either of us plays 2 equipment on the same turn, we gain Cyborg as a sidekick, and various cards trigger off of sidekicks. Or, for example, Mad Mod has an attack, each foe loses a sidekick. What do you add there, Jason? That looks like 6.
Yes, I have 6. I'm going to take Monsieur Mala and Dark Kinesis.
All right, I'm going to lead with the Beatbox. That is not an equipment. I will leave it there. And I will play the Cape, which allows me to put a card from my hand on top of my deck, which I will not do, because that triggers my Robin ability. I have both a hero and an equipment, so I get +1 power, and I draw that punch that I just drew. Saw was there. So I'm at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I am taking Control Freak. All right, what do we got for a first appearance attack there, Jason?
Brother Blood. Each player discards a hero. Each who cannot gains a weakness. So I will discard Wally T.
I have no hero, so I gain the naughty list. And you'll notice there is now a different weakness on top of the weakness stack. They all have different effects.
I have 2 power.
Fortunately, in this game, there's a lot of cheaper lineup cards, so you're not actually in too bad a situation with 2.
I'm actually going to go with Dark Portal since it's a superpower.
Yep, that makes sense.
And it's a good way to get rid of my junk starters that I don't want.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to lead with Snack Time to get rid of the naughty list. Now, you may not recognize Snack Time. It's basically a vulnerability in terms of most purposes. It's 0 victory points, 0 power. But instead of doing nothing, it lets you put a weakness from your discard pile on the bottom of the weakness stack. Which is even more important because most of the destroy effects in this game don't destroy weaknesses. And then I've got 4 power. I'm going to take the grapple gun and the twin destroyers of Azarath.
I got 4. I'm going to take Jetpack.
Yeah, it's a really solid card.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that one come up.
And if anybody was ever going to tell you that you could get a variation on the Penguin that for 1 more power cost, you could get +1 power on it, I think everybody would take that every time. It's so good. All right. So I will lead with my Control Freak, and I have no sidekicks. I just have Robin, so I get to draw a card. Then I will play my Beatbox to reveal a top card of my deck, and it is 8 equipment, so I draw it. Then I will play said equipment. And that, because I now have played a hero and equipment, I get +1 power and I draw a card, putting me at 3, 4, 5, 6. Twin Destroyers of Azarath. I draw a card, and then I get to destroy a card, and I will. So I will destroy a Snack Time. Jason, you may destroy a non-weakness card in your hand.
I will also destroy Snack Time.
All right. So I'm still at 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 short of being able to get that supervillain. But I will be able to get... I'm going to take the T-Car and Blackfire. Oh, wait, hold on. Change that up, because I played 2 equipment, so I get to recruit a Sidekick. So I get +1 power because I do control an equipment, so I will not buy those 2. I'm going straight for Brother Blood. Alright, so now we have the new villain, the Brain. His first appearance attack is each player gains a weakness for each nemesis in their hand and discard pile.
I have none.
I have 2, so I am going to defend that with Titan's Go. And then I get to draw a card. Alright, let's see what you got, Jason.
Alright. Dark Kinesis. I don't have a sidekick. Play Elephant Form. +2 power and additional +1 for each other superpower you control. So that's 2, 3, 4. Actually, I've been forgetting to do this.
Alright, do you have cards worth discarding?
I had it in my head. It was one of those abilities that triggered when you played 2 or more superpowers.
Oh, sure. Most of the heroes in this set do that, so that makes sense.
I will discard to draw with Dark Kinesis, and then I'll do the same thing with the Elephant Form.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beast Boys on your team. Put a superpower from your discard pile into your hand. There are none. And 6.
Nope, that's 0 power because you
Oh.
don't have a sidekick.
Yep, you're right. I thought it was +1 and then
Right.
+1 for each
Yep.
sidekick.
No, that'd be pretty good.
All right.
There's a couple good 5s out there, though.
Think I'm going to take Crystal Prism.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go with 4 that I've got. I'm just going to go by... I'm going to take the T-car. Now, the reason for taking that T-car is that it has a bonus for heroes, and I'm supposed to try to have heroes and equipment, so that's my goal there.
I'm going to play Dark Portal, reveal the top card. I will not destroy it. I've played a superpower, so I'll discard Snack Time to draw a card. I will then play Elephant Form. I'll discard a Punch to draw a card. 2, 3, 4 to draw 2, and discard 2. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10.
Yep.
Now, it's important to note, and I missed this the first time I played this game, is that the recruit abilities still apply when your opponent has them on their team. So he recruited Cyborg away from me, which gave him enough to defeat the Brain. All right. Now we're dealing with Mammoth. First appearance attack is each player discards a villain. Each who cannot gains a weakness.
Looks like I'm gaining a weakness.
Now, another difference in this game from the main DC deck building game is that the super villains are not villains. They have the Nemesis type instead. So I could not, for example, discard either of the Nemesis cards that I have in my hand for that ability. So I'm going to have to discard this other one instead. So my Twin Destroyers of Azarath are gone. All right, so since Jason was kind enough to play 2 equipment on his turn and take Cyborg away from me, I will lead with Control Freak. Since I have no sidekicks on my team, I draw a card. And then Brother Blood puts me at 6, 7, 8. So I will take both of the heroes that are out there.
Perry.
Yeah, that's a neat card. I really like that one.
Yeah, I've used him to pretty good effect before.
Because once you get into the kind of the middle game and late game, having 15 cards in your discard pile is pretty easy. So a 1-cost card can do a lot.
Okay, I'm going to lead with Dark Kinesis. If you have a sidekick on your team, you may put any cards you buy or gain this turn on top of your deck. I will discard a Punch to Beast Boy because I played a superpower.
Yep.
To draw a card. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will buy the 2 equipment.
All right, I'm going to lead with my Beatbox. I reveal a top card. It is not an equipment. I will discard it. Then I'll play my Grapple Gun, which triggers my Robin ability. So now I've got 3 and I draw a card. And 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to take Perry and Killer Moth and Mad Mod.
I think that one turn you forgot to gain Kid Flash. You played quite a few cards. If you control 7 more cards.
No, it's if you draw 3 or more cards. And I don't think I quite did that.
I had that backwards in my mind.
Yep.
All right. Once again, I miss with my Sticky Joe. Actually, I played it. I'm gonna do my jetpack. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will not activate Beast Boy.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
I will gain Mammoth.
Yeah. Seymour. Each player puts a card with VP value 1 or greater from their hand on top of the main deck. Ouch. So I'll be putting my cape.
I guess I put Dark Kinesis on top.
All right. So I'll be leading with the beatbox. Do I hit an equipment? I do. So then I will play that, triggering that ability of Robin. So I'm at 3, and I draw a card. That is 2 cards that I've drawn thus far. So I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I dug it.
A lot of nice cheap cards out there with good effects.
Hold on a second. Oh, I played 2 cards with cost 1 or 2. So I recruit Starfire, which gives me the +1 power that I need, putting me at 10 to beat Seymour.
Grr.
So I do get it this time. This game rewards attention quite a bit. Now we've got Jinx. Each player discards a superpower. Each who cannot gains a weakness.
I'm gaining a weakness.
So am I. It's your turn.
All right. I will play Snack Time. And then I have 3.
Some good choices out there for 3.
I'll take the 2 superpowers.
Yep, that makes sense. Wow, Dark Kinesis and Cape. Where did those come from? All right. So I will lead with a Snack Time also to get rid of Stranded on an Island. Then I will play Control Freak for 3. Parry, sadly, is only worth 1. So I'm at 4. And then 6 from the 2 punches. I'm going to take Kid Flash and Dark Kinesis and Cape. There's the ever important extendable head. That's something everyone should have.
All right. I'll play Dark Portal. I will not destroy it. I have played a superpower. So I'll discard this card to draw a card. I will then play Birdarang to draw a card. So that's 1 power, 2 power, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have played 2 cards with cost 1 or 2, so I gain Starfire.
Yes, you do. Which
That
will
puts
put
me
you
at
at
9.
9.
And that actually puts me at 10 because Wally T now gives me +2.
Yes, because you played this first. So yeah, that would be 10. You are correct. It's bad timing on that one. My turn was looking pretty good. Billy Numerous. Each player destroys a card with cost 3 or greater in their hand. Well, I guess I can settle for destroying Bumblebee.
Destroy a card with cost 3 or greater. There goes Birdering. I almost said Battering.
Yeah, well, they're pretty similar. All right, I'm going to lead with the Twin Destroyers of Azarath, so I get to draw a card. Yeah, I will go ahead and destroy Snack Time, so you get a chance to destroy a non-weakness card in your hand.
I will not.
All right. Then I'll play Brother Blood to put Kid Flash into my hand, and then play Kid Flash. So I draw 2 cards, and then I discard one of them. I'll discard Mad Mod.
You have drawn
Yes, I have drawn 3 cards now. So I get +1, or no, I don't get the plus from that yet. But then I will play Killer Moth. +1 power and choose a foe attack. That foe gains a weakness, and I choose you, Jason.
I feel so chosen right now.
All right, so now I have also played 2 cards with cost 1 or 2. So I recruit Starfire. And I played 2 villains, so I recruit Raven. So I am at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to take I-Beams, Jaina, and Kitten. Ooh, we've got an event. That's a new element of this this version of the game. Jason, why don't you explain how events work?
Well, if I can remember, let's see. So when they're revealed, they're set off to the side and not replaced in the lineup. And then whenever you defeat a nemesis, you can eliminate 1 event. It's removed from the game. Each time a player defeats a nemesis, they remove an event from play. So this event, we have Turned into Babies. Ongoing. Each player's superhero is flipped to its sidekick side until this event is removed. Then each player regains their original superhero if it is not currently on their team.
Which is important because while it's on the sidekick side, your opponent can recruit them.
Richard's looking up a rule.
Yep, I'm just double checking. Okay, the lineup is not refilled at this point, but on the next turn it will be.
Yep. All right, I'm feeling particularly nerfed this turn. I will play Kittens for -2 power.
Ooh, that's fun.
I will then play Wally T. I'm at -1. I will then play Blaster for 1 because I control Cyborg. And then I will play the Brain. And I have no villains in my discard pile, so I have 4.
Okay.
I think I will take Cinderblock and Extendable Head.
Interesting. What's your rationale for picking those 2 particular choices?
Well, Cinderblock lets you dig through your deck faster.
Sure.
And then Extendable Head is pretty good. It lets you draw a card that costs 3 or less once you reveal it from the top of your deck.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't make any sense. I was just
I mean, this Kaldur is pretty good too.
Yeah.
But
All right. I'm going to lead with Seymour to look at the top 2 cards in the main deck and put one of them in my hand. Both really good. But I think I'm going to go with this one because it'll help me more this game. Or this turn, I mean.
And I played 2 cards with cost 1 or 2, so I would have gained
okay.
Starfire. Oh man, I should have paid more attention to that.
I'm going to go
I would
with...
have had 2 more power on my turn.
I'm going to go with Titan Robot, which lets me draw 2 cards because I have 2 sidekicks. And I'll play Dark Kinesis. Since I do have a sidekick on my team, I will get to put any cards I buy or gain this turn on top of my deck. And now I control a superpower, so when I play Jaina, I get to draw a card, which is 3, which I already have him, so that doesn't really matter. I'll play Killer Moth. Attack, you gain a weakness.
Okay, and I believe you get Starfire off that.
Yes, that is where I've managed to gain Starfire. I'm going to go with Kid Flash. I'll discard Parry. Twin Destroyers of Azarath. I'll draw a card. And I will actually destroy a punch. So you get to destroy a non-weakness card in your hand.
I will not.
Okay, and at this point, I do control a hero and an equipment, so I'll get +1 power. Oh, I'm not Robin. We're in sidekick mode. Never mind. Let me see where I'm at. I've got 2. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and play the grapple gun so that I can recruit Cyborg. So I'm at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I'll take Billy Numerous, getting rid of Turned Into Babies. And I will take Starbolts, and that'll be it.
Remember to flip your Robin up.
Yep. And I would gain him back if you had recruited him, but you did not. And now we've already gotten down to our last nemesis, and it is Gizmo. Each player discards an equipment. Each who cannot gains a weakness.
Grrr. There goes my jetpack.
Okay, well, I have Kitten, which reads, if Robin is on your team, defense, you may discard this card to avoid an attack, and then draw a card. So I will defend that attack. All right, Jason, see what you got. Especially after losing your jetpack. He's deep in thought, folks.
I will play Hummingbird to draw a card, and then discard a card.
And you can actually discard another card to draw a card because you're Beast Boy again.
I'm contemplating that.
And I see that at least at some point, Red Rogue 14 was paying a little bit closer attention than either of us and caught a cyborg recruit that one of us missed. Not sure quite how far back that was. For those of you who are regular viewers, we are on in a different recording location than we have been, so our setup is a little different, getting used to watching the chat while still playing in this location. Speaking of locations, we haven't seen any locations yet this game. That's interesting.
Discard Dark Portal to draw a card.
Okay.
Off my Beast Boy. I'll play Elephant Form.
So that'll be 3 power from that one.
I will discard Mammoth to draw a card.
That's interesting. But if you don't have anything to destroy, it makes sense.
So I'm at 3 power.
Yes.
4, 5, 6. If Beast Boy is on your team, put a superpower from your discard into your hand. That's Dark Portal. I will then play Dark Portal to reveal the top card of my deck. I will not destroy it because I have weaknesses to get rid of.
Okay.
Yes, 3 in fact in my discard pile.
Still leaves you at 6 power, and looks like we forgot to refill the lineup at the end of the turn.
I'm going to take Miss Martian because she's good.
Yeah, it's a solid defense. Oh, and that brings up Laundry Day. At the end of your turn, choose a color. Put all cards you control of that color on the bottom of your deck. And it's interesting, we were actually discussing this one before the game because it can be used to your advantage somewhat, depending on whether you've got cards to recur cards out of your discard pile or not. I, in the meantime, will lead with Beatbox.
Hold on a second.
Oh.
I should recruit Starfire. And I used Beast Boy twice, and then I had Hummingbird form.
Okay.
So I would have recruited.
Wait, did you use it twice? Oh, yeah, you did, because you used it on a Hummingbird form, too. Yep. Okay. Is that all of the
stuff that I
sidekicks
blatantly
you missed?
forgot?
All right.
That would have given me 2 more power. All right.
Okay. So like I said, I'm going to lead with the Beatbox. That is not an equipment, so I don't get to do anything fun with it. But then I will follow it up with I-Beams. I get to play the top card of your deck, Jason. What do you got?
Punch.
All right, so I'm still at 2. I'll play a Cape, puts me at 3, 4 because I trigger Robin and I draw a card. Brother Blood puts me at 7 and 8 from Starfire. And I get to put a hero into my hand. And I'll put Jaina into my hand. So let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I draw a card. Oh, I would have gotten to draw another card off of I-Beams because you flipped up a punch. So yes, I would get Kid Flash also. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's 2 equipment. Oh, so 14. 15, 16, 17, 18. So I will take Gizmo. And Calderon and Mother May I. Played pretty quick.
Goodbye, Laundry Day.
Yes. All right, so that's the end of the game, oddly enough. So now we get to total up cards. And I'm sure this is everyone's favorite part to watch, where we count up all of our victory points.
Yeah, that went fairly quick. One thing that's nice about this version is that your weaknesses are 0 points, not -1.
That is a big difference, yes. You know what else makes a big difference? Not talking away from the mic.
That Crystal Prism was really nice.
That worked out pretty well for you. I wasn't sure how well that was going to pan out. Well, in answer to Red Rogue 14, this game went pretty fast. Some of that is because we started getting into the Nemesis really early. But I've seen a mix. I've seen games that play really fast like this one, and I've seen games that kind of drag on.
Yeah, the 2 other games that I've played were actually longer games. And in both games, I think I played like 3 games or something. But I've never seen a fast game of this. There were a couple games that I've played where it's very clear who was going to win. It just took time for that person to win.
Sure. Speaking of which, how much BP did you have?
29.
And I had 42.
Yeah, I figured you'd win because you were buying so many.
It did kind of look like it, yeah. When you get half of the super villains, that's kind of what you're going to get. All right.
Feel like I played well to my theme of Beast Boy.
Yeah. Did you want to test out the Red Rogue's theory about this version playing fast by trying to get another game in?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. I need 1 punch and 1 snack time. All right, so everyone just hold on briefly. We won't interrupt the stream. We will just change what you guys get to see, and we will be right back. Welcome back. This time around, I will be playing as Raven, which means that if I control 2 or more villains, I get 2 extra power.
Now I'm playing Cyborg. If I control 2 or more equipment, plus 2 power. And I'm going first.
Yep.
So I have 4. I will take Mumbo Jumbo and Cape.
All right, well, I've got 2, so all I can buy is Wally T.
I have 3.
which works out pretty well for me
Why?
because you can't buy Spellbook to hate draft me.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's looking like a pretty good Raven lineup here. I should probably take Dark Magic.
Okay. So I have 5, and I will just take that Spellbook to make sure I get it, because it's pretty strong for Raven.
Yeah, I've been destroyed by that card. I think Lisa got it turn 1 that one game and just beat me over the head with it forever. All right. Speaking of Dark Magic, Raven is not on my team.
Oh, sad. Now you're waiting for Turned Into Babies, so you're going to get to actually take advantage of that at some point.
So that's 2, 3. I will not use the effect. 4, 5, 6. Slade is looking pretty good.
With good reason. All right, so I've got 3 from 3 punches. And then I've got Wally T and Snack Time, neither one of which gives me anything right now. So I'm going to just go ahead and take Mad Mod.
I have 5. Gorilla Form looks pretty good. If you have a Sidekick, you can destroy a non-weakness card in your hand or discard pile. Fairly consistent starter destruction.
Yep.
Terra, not really relevant at the moment.
Right. Yeah, we haven't seen any locations at all in either of these 2 games.
I think I'm just
So
going to
far.
go with Blackfire.
All right. Well, I'm going to lead with Spellbook. Draw these last 2 cards. And it just leaves me with 4 punches along with the Spellbook, which puts me at 6. Which lets me take Ravager and the Dark Shadow.
Ravager's pretty good. I don't remember what she does, but I remember her being fairly good.
Well, I'm a big fan of Ravager in the regular Teen Titans game, but this one is each foe discards a card for each sidekick on their team, which could be potentially devastating.
All right. Well, I'm eating a lot of food right now.
Yeah, I had 2 of those on my turn, too.
I wish there was a 2 out there. I wouldn't mind having Kitten.
Yeah. You don't want to sacrifice having that be the only thing you get, though, huh?
Yeah, I'll take Gorilla Form.
Okay. Well, I'm going to play another Spellbook. That seems to be a good plan. All right, then I've got 4 punches and Wally T and Snack Time, neither of which does anything for me.
Just draw 2 cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
puts
and
me at 6, though.
That's 2/3 of the way there to recruiting Kid Flash, too,
Right.
so...
Well, I'm going to gamble on having potential future things happen to give you weaknesses by taking Plasmus and Snake Form.
Double
Ooh.
crossed. Attacks you play resolve against you as well.
Okay. It's exciting.
I will play Slade, which is an attack. Each foe gains a weakness for each sidekick on their team. Does
No, it hits
nothing.
you, though, too. Oh, look out.
I will then play Mumbo Jumbo for +2 power and an additional +1 power for each sidekick.
So you
on
start
the
with a
team.
card that penalizes you for having sidekicks and go on to one that rewards you for having sidekicks. Interesting.
So that's 4.
You would recruit Raven if she wasn't already being played as a superhero.
Right. 5, 6. Well, Speedy does combo with equipment, but it seems like I'm the villain guy this turn or this game.
It's because you're just hate drafting me.
Ooh, Batman.
All right, I'm going to lead with Dark Shadow. I have no sidekicks, so I get to draw a card. Not that it does me any good. And I've got 3 punches, putting me at 4, and 2 snack times. So I will take Calderon.
Good card.
It's a very good card if we ever have any sidekicks.
Laundry Day. At the end of your turn, choose a color. Put all your cards you control of that color on the bottom of your deck.
Okay.
Play Cape, and I will not use the effects. That's... No. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3. I do not control Raven. 4, 5. Attack. Each foe loses a sidekick.
And you lose 1 too.
So that's 5, 6, 7. Dugging it all the way. I will take Batman and Beatbox.
Yeah, those are both pretty good options for you.
Oof,
Oh, did you didn't do your laundry day thing?
I had Blackfire, Dark Magic, Cape, and Punches. At the end of your turn, choose a color. Put all cards you control of that color on the bottom of your deck. I guess I'll put red cards on the bottom of my deck. Drawing it.
Yep. And then we get hit with turned into babies, so we're flipped to our sidekick side.
That actually is more beneficial to me.
Yes, it is.
Right now.
All right, so I'm going to lead with Ravager, which has the attack that each foe discards a card for each sidekick on their team, which is important because that hits me too. And I'm going to get a sidekick soon enough. But I get +1 power because I am sidekick Raven right now.
I will not defend.
All right, and then I will play Spellbook to draw 2 cards. Wow, this is kind of crazy. Mad Mod, attack. Each foe loses a sidekick.
Okay.
All right, but then I actually recruit Raven because I've played 2 villains. And I played Dark Shadow, but I don't get to draw a card because I have a sidekick now. I play Snake Form. Actually, I'm curious about something. What is the order of triggering recruiting sidekicks?
Should be the active player chooses the order of resolution on everything, isn't it?
Okay. So it's just like I thought, which makes sense. You just as with everything else, you have to fully resolve the card before you actually do any triggered events such as recruiting. So I can't play the second superpower to recruit Beast Boy and get the bonus from Snake Form. All right, but I do get +1 from that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I will take Control Freak, Terra, and Kitten. And I will get rid of... I'm going to get rid of Double Crossed.
Makes sense.
And then I
since
will choose my orange cards to go onto the bottom of my deck.
Turned into babies is keeping me at 0 heroes and sidekicks.
Yes.
And then Laundry Day
Hopefully
is
they'll
actually
stay that way.
fairly beneficial because he
Can
played
be.
so many different cards that turn. He has a good choice what to put on the bottom of his deck.
All right, what do you got?
All right. Oh, we got to reveal the Nemesis.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Each player
realize
destroys a
that was
card with cost 3 or greater in hand.
I do not have a card with cost 3 or greater in my
And
hand.
of course I do. I will destroy Speedy. I will play Blackfire. Each foe loses a sidekick.
Oh. Red Rogue 14 noticed something that we didn't, that we should have each discarded a card for our sidekick heroes when I played the Ravager because we had a sidekick.
Okay,
It's a little late for that.
Yeah,
now,
it was
but
last turn.
Yes, but something that we should watch for in the future.
Right. Because of the interaction with turned into babies, we didn't
Yes.
catch it.
And since he asked about Robin's and Beast Boy's recruit triggers, Robin is recruited by playing 2 heroes. Beast Boy is recruited, as I just did last turn, by playing 2 superpowers. Sorry, continue.
So, attack. Each foe loses a sidekick.
Pass on Raven right now, I think.
Smart, since you'll automatically gain her back when turned into babies is eliminated.
Plus, I have a number of villains, so I've got a good chance of getting her back. And because I put my orange cards on the bottom, I'm going to hit my card that triggers off of Beast Boy before my card that triggers off of Raven.
I will play Beatbox, reveal the top card of my deck. If it's an equipment, I may draw it. Otherwise, you may discard it. I think I will discard it. I will then play Cape, not using the ability, and punch. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll take Aqualad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. All right, well, this should be a pretty straightforward turn. I'm going to play 4 punches for 4 power and take Monsieur Malat, which rewards me for having villains, which is what Raven will do once I get her back.
All right. I do not control an equipment, so Batman doesn't do anything.
Well, that's too bad.
2, 3, 4. Oh, super strength.
Yeah, it's a solid card.
I think I'm going to take Birdarang.
There's a couple of 1s out there.
And Extendable Head.
Hey, it's our first location. 2 games running. All right. So I've got Calderon for 2 punches, and 2 snack times. Leaves me with 4. So I'm going to take Jump City and Dark Portal.
Oh, we forgot to do Laundry Day.
I think you mean to... Oh, you're right. On my turn, I would have put... I was not going to pick yellow, so I was picking a
pick
different
blue.
color.
Because that's all I had.
Yes, I was picking a color I didn't have that turn. I'm going to pick blue this time.
All right. Mas
Menos.
Menos. High five a foe. You and that foe each draw a card.
All right, so I'll draw up to 6 when I finish drawing.
It also says in the rulebook the high five cannot be avoided.
Yes. That's another one of the things that carried over from the Cartoon Network crossover Crisis game that this is largely based on as well, is high-fiving. It's much more of a factor than in this game where it's just Mossy Manos. All right, what else you got?
All right. Throw down Slade. Attack. Each foe gains a weakness for each sidekick on their team.
I am going to defend with Calderon, so I get to draw a card and an additional card for each sidekick on my team, and I have one.
That went on the bottom of your deck, and then you drew it right away?
Yes.
Okay. I will then play Mumbo Jumbo, triggering the recruitment
Yes,
of
but
Raven.
you do count this before you do that.
Right.
Yep.
I forgot that this... Yeah.
Yep.
But you're right. I wasn't going to, but... All right. I will then play Dark Magic. Raven is on my team.
It is.
So I will play a card in the lineup.
She is, I should say.
And then return it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Eight.
8. I will play Super Strength. Let me see here. Not going to be able to play. Well, Cyber will come back. Play 2 heroes. I haven't drawn 3 cards. Play 2 cards that cost 1 or 2, which I have not done. Nine. Put me at 10. So Dr. Light, each foe discards a card that costs 5 or greater. I'm going to, with my Dark Magic, play Killer Moth.
Okay.
Attack. Richard gains a weakness.
Yes.
So that's 9 power. I have played 2 cards with cost 1 or 2 gaining Starfire. And I do control a card with cost 1 or 2.
Yes.
So that puts me at 10.
Yep.
And 11. And snack time. So I'll gain that dude, and that's it.
Okay.
That turn took some thinking, and I will eliminate turned into... Well, you would gain Raven back, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
And I have to eliminate one.
Yes.
This is an interesting...
It is quite the conundrum, yes, because if you pick Launder Day, you don't get that, and if you pick Turned into Babies, I get Raven back, but you get Cyborg.
Well, I guess I'll get rid of Turned into Babies.
All right.
And I will choose red.
Okay.
It's kind of an interesting little stealing your hero and then playing Dark Magic.
All right, so then we've got Gizmo. Each player discards an equipment. Each who cannot gains a weakness. I do not have an equipment, so I gain a weakness.
I do as well.
All right, so I'm going to lead with Snack Time. I will get rid of Silence. Then I will play Snake Form. Attack. Each foe gains a weakness, because Beast Boy is on my team. So that puts me at 3, because I've got a Beast Boy there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So close.
It's a good lineup to have 9.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dr. Light, Killer Moth, and Grapple Gun.
Trash Hole. That combos really well with Double Crossed.
Yeah.
Under certain circumstances.
That could be made to work.
I will play Gorilla Form. I do have a Sidekick. So I will destroy a punch because I would like to have my snack times for getting rid of my now 3 weaknesses.
Yeah,
2.
that sounds like something that you'd want to get rid of then.
Okay, so that's a superpower. I will then play Batman, who does nothing but +2 power. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yep.
8, 9.
Wow. Double sequential duggings.
Cheetah form. And I'm going to take the equipment.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice. And then which color are you putting back on the bottom?
Oh, thank you. I will. Well, I know what this is. I think I'm going to put orange on
No,
the bottom.
it's not the ones that you... Oh, sorry. No, you got it right. Sorry, I thought you were taken from the wrong spot. You're fine. All right. So I'm going to lead with snack time to get rid of my last weakness. And then I will play Spellbook to draw 2 cards because Raven is on my team. And then I will play Kitten, followed by Mad Mod. So 2, 4, 6, and attack. Each foe loses a sidekick.
Okay.
And then 7, and I gain Starfire. Puts me at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I will take Gizmo and Titans Go.
Here comes
And I will
the hurt.
pick. I will pick
Oh,
my.
you have to get rid of Laundry Day.
Oh, you're right. So I don't get to do that. Yep.
Brother Blood. Each player discards a hero. Each who cannot gains a weakness.
All right.
I cannot.
You get first. So there's mine.
All right, that combos very well with my snack time.
Sure. Nope, they're face up.
What does that do, Busy? Can't buy, gain, or defeat villains or nemesis this turn. Don't want that.
Yeah, that's kind of a nasty one.
Losing my sidekick doesn't matter too much because I don't have a discard pile right now.
Yeah.
So it's 2. Oh, I should do this. Reveal the top card of my deck. If it's cost 3 or less, draw it.
So you do get to draw it. Tragically, you don't have Raven on your team anymore.
No. I will then play Birdarang to draw a card. And I'll get +2 power off
Yep.
sideboard.
That puts you at 5.
I will then play Slade. Attack. Each foe gains a weakness for each sidekick on their team.
Ouch. That hurts.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will recruit Beast Boy.
That'll put you at 10.
That's 10. 11. 12. Because I control a superpower.
No, I counted that.
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess it is 11. I missed something in there.
So I will take Brother Blood and Beaver form.
It's not
At
12. No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. All right. So who do we face now? It's Mammoth. Each player discards a villain. Each who cannot gains a weakness. So I will discard Terra.
Discards a villain.
Yes.
Mumbo jumbo.
All right, so I will lead with a snack time. We'll get rid of the naughty list. And 3, 4, 5. So I'll just take super strength.
Flight. All right, well, that discard sucked for me. Two, 3. Of course, I drew my two other snack times before I got into any of my weaknesses. So that means I'm going to feel the effects of my 2 weaknesses.
Yeah, I'm in the same situation right now, though.
All right, so I have 3. I think this is a good time for a Titans Go.
Yeah, we both don't have enough real defenses, so that's not a bad plan. All right, I'm going to lead by playing out my Jump City, and that's going to stay out there. Then I will go with Dark Portal. I reveal the top card of my deck. It is not a weakness, so I may destroy it, but I will not. But I did play a card with cost 1 or 2, so I get to draw a card with Jump City. So I'm at 1 because I've got Starfire. I'm going to play Ravager. Attack. Each foe discards a card for each sidekick on their team. And you have 1.
Ooh, what a discard hungry.
Then I will attack. Each foe loses a sidekick.
Okay.
All right, so I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll take this one and that one.
Christmas. Ongoing, each time a player buys, gains, or defeats a card with cost 5 or greater, that player chooses a foe. That foe draws a card.
Okay.
Dodgeball launcher. If Cyborg is on your team, you may pass a card from your hand or discard pile to a foe's discard pile.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice one.
All right. I will play Cheetah Form to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I will then play Moss and Menos to draw a card and then gain Kid Flash. I will then play Beatbox to reveal the top card on my deck. If it's equipment, draw it. Otherwise, I may discard it. That was clutch.
Yeah, this is a pretty good turn for you in terms of dodging weaknesses.
I've played 2 heroes, so I gain Robin. So that's 2, 3. I'll play Billy Numeros, reveal and draw the top 2 cards of your deck. If their combined cost is 3 or less, repeat this process. Combined cost is
Should
1.
put them out where people can see them.
Cape and punch, so their combined cost is 1. So I'll repeat the process. Punch and punch, so I draw them. Batman.
Well, this will be the last draw. We know that much.
Hopefully I don't draw into a weakness.
Hopefully you do.
And Birdarangs. All right. I will then play Batman to recruit a sidekick.
You don't control any equipment.
I don't. I take that back. I thought I did. For some reason I thought Beatbox wasn't equipment.
Nope. Beatbox is a hero. A great
I
hero.
will then play Birdarang to draw a card. And then I will play Batman to recruit Starfire.
No, you cannot use that kind of recruit ability to gain someone that somebody else has.
You're right.
But you would already have her because you played Mossy Mena, because you played those two.
Yep. So then I will gain Beast Boy.
I want to keep them on screen.
All right, so what am I at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, 7, 8,
9, 10.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
Yep.
17, 18. Attack. Each foe loses sidekick.
I don't have one.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yep.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Wow.
10, 13, 18. $21, 24, 27.
Okay. And there goes Christmas. Yep. That would have still triggered when you got that. Well, I guess you can pick the order, so yeah, you'd have gotten rid of it first, so never mind.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Now, who do we get, though? Trigon. Each player loses a sidekick. Each who cannot gains a weakness. Wow. Okay. Speaking of weaknesses, I have overeating and mutation. So I have to play all of the cards in my hand before I can buy anything, and I have to buy the most expensive card I can buy. All right, I'm going to lead with Dark Shadow. Oh, and other cards I play this turn have no card type. But I have no sidekicks, so I do get to draw a card. Spellbook. If Raven is on my team, I get to draw 2 cards.
So you've drawn 3 cards?
I have. Ha. Oh, I also would draw another card from Jump City for playing Dark Shadow, which is great because that gives me a snack time to get rid of this flattened. All right, so 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have to buy Trigon, and then I will buy Cinderblock.
You have to buy Trigon because of a weakness?
Yes, my weakness says I have to buy the most expensive card I can buy. The
Okay.
highest cost card you were able this turn.
The Brain. Each player gains a weakness for each nemesis in their hand and discard pile. I have 0 in hand. 1, 2. So I'm going to gain 2 weaknesses. Kittens and Silence.
I'm going to defend with Titans Go.
All right, let me see what these weaknesses. Okay, I know what Kittens is. Pretty straightforward. Silence. Reveal the top card of the main deck. You can't buy cards from the lineup this turn with the same cost as the revealed card. Okay. Going to play Snack Time to get rid of Kittens.
Okay. That card is way scarier than it has any right to be.
play Extendable Head. I will draw it. That's pretty convenient.
Yeah,
And I
that
will play
works.
Snack Time to get rid of my silence. So then I will play T-Car. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at the top card of your deck. You may pass it to a foe's discard pile. If Cyborg is on your team, destroy a card in the lineup. If you do, replace it. You may put a card from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck. Attack, steal, sidekick from that foe. That's pretty good. But so is Meatball Launcher.
Yeah. Tough choices are the name of the game.
I think Mother May I is going to have a larger impact, or will it? Screw it. I'm going to go with my gut, Meatball Launcher. For 4, I have 3 more points. I think I'm going to take another defense.
Okay. All right. It's a good thing you were investing in defenses, because I have an attack coming your way. Dr. Light, attack. Each foe discards a card with cost 5 or greater. It's clearly having an impact. He's really thinking about this one. This was the right card to attack him with.
Yeah, that is really.
He must have
rough.
a bunch of cards that cost 5 or greater, and it's a really
I have
hard
2
choice.
with good effects.
Yeah, that's...
So for the sake of just the discussion, I have Brother Blood and Slade in hand. I would really like to smack Richard with the weaknesses, but Brother Blood is really hard to let go. Put a hero from your discard pile into your hand. I could put Aqualad into my hand. I do have, next turn, my Gorilla Form could combo with my Aqualad to give me 4 power. I additionally have Batman and Beatbox and Moss and Menos. Not as amazing. I think I'm going to discard Slade and bank on the big power generation.
All right. Then I'm going to play Killer Moth. Attack. You gain a weakness.
Okay.
All right. So that triggers my Jump City to draw another card. And it triggers Raven. So I am at 5. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will take the brain. Hopefully destroy the rest of Jason's hand here.
We shall see. And speaking of we shall see, Seymour comes up. Each player puts a card with VP value 1 or greater from their hand on top of the main deck. Well, there goes my Gorilla Form combo. Well, it hits you first, right?
No, because I beat the supervillain. So it hits you first. Mine is Kitten, since I didn't point that out.
All right. So this is sucky, but lazy. Richard passes a card from their discard pile to my hand.
Ooh.
Here comes a weakness. I'll even take a snack time.
You get Mutation.
Other cards you play this turn have no card type. I will then play Snack Time to put Stranded on an Island. Actually, let's see what other weaknesses I may have.
Ah, the joys of having multiple weaknesses.
the only one in there.
All right.
I will then play Brother Blood. So now my decision changes because Aqualad doesn't combo with a superpower. So I have 3 power. Aqualad doesn't do anything. Batman doesn't do anything. I could reveal the top card of my deck with Beatbox, or I could just draw a card, and Richard also draws a card.
Yep.
3, 4. I'm going to put Beatbox into my hand, play that, reveal it.
It is not an equipment. You get to choose if you're going to discard it or not.
Will not.
Okay.
So that's 1, 4, 5.
Can you try to keep your cards up where they can see them?
5. The game is coming to a close here with one more nemesis. I think I'll just go with the defense for posterity.
Okay.
And shuffle my weaknesses back into my deck.
All right. Speaking of weaknesses, I'll snack time to get rid of my overeating. Then I will play Gizmo to put a equipment from my discard pile into my hand, which would be Spellbook, which I will then play. And Raven is on my team, so I get to draw 2 cards.
So broken.
All right,
I don't even remember what the other card, hero-specific cards are.
Sure, that's just the one that comes to mind. Yeah, there's a couple of Starbolt ones, or Starfire ones that really can go off too. So I'll play Terra to draw a card. Oh, nice. That gives me Snake Form. So if Beast Boy is on my team, which he is, attack. Each foe gains a weakness.
I will defend with Titans Go.
All right. But I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not that, well, that one does get me one more VP. Because I'm buying Seymour and Kitten.
I think you won again.
We'll have to see. It was pretty close for a while in the middle. Of course, you had more of the supervillains early, and I kind of caught up towards the end, so we'll have to see how that pans out. You also actually got to play some of your supervillains. I think I played just the one. Well, I played Control Freak a couple of times, but when I had sidekicks. All right.
$31.
I had 45, so I guess your sense of the game was a little bit better than mine. You got hit worse by the weaknesses that you had to play. The turn that I had to play weaknesses, it literally didn't affect me.
Yeah, and then that was 2 or 3 turns from the last turn. I had 3 cards in hand, and 2 of which ended up being weaknesses because I gained one from you off the supervillain attack.
Yep.
Yeah, it was all the defenses I ended up buying didn't come into play because the damage was already done in the game. The game ended.
Yeah, before you really got to see him again. Although you did save yourself one weakness, not that it ended up mattering.
That is true. I did defend with a Titans Go. I only had 3 weaknesses.
Yeah, so overall impressions of this particular version of the game?
I like it. I like the Titans Go stack, how there's just always a defense available. That's in the regular core game. That always seems to be something that just kind of sucks. Like, if there's weaknesses out there, your opponents are buying them up probably before you. If, they happen to come out at someone else's turn, they can buy them up before it even comes back around you. That's going to be,
And there's usually going to be more opponents than there is you.
Right. Yeah, just having that Titans Go stack there, always available to gain a weakness, costing 3 +2 power like a kick. It's filling the same role but better, and then the card replaces itself when you use it as a defense. Granted, and it's thinning your deck because it's a kick, and eventually in some games kicks become rather cumbersome. And
you have to be doing pretty well for that to be the way it is. But yeah,
so in a way, you're thinning your deck out.
Mm-hmm. Especially late in the game when your opponent's not going to get as much out of them, so they're less likely to buy them.
Right. So I think the Titans Go stack is great. I think the weaknesses are great. They don't seem to be very devastating, but that could just be the random factor of the games I've played so far.
Yeah, it really depends. If you get hit with the right weakness at the right time, it can really be detrimental, and other times you'll get lazy or mutation and overeating when you don't have any cards that would trigger anything based on the type, and that you're already going to buy the most expensive card you can buy.
And it in a way it kind of makes it fun to play with them because they're not negative VPs.
Yeah.
I don't know design wise if that was the right call, but it definitely is interesting in that regard. Snack times. I love seeing snack times. I hate seeing vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
The fact that they're vulnerabilities that do something important. It's important enough when you can do it that it's like, I love seeing these things. And they are dead cards sometimes, but for whatever, just the way it is, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like a vulnerability does.
You're sitting there when you draw that hand and you've got 2 snack times in your hand. You're like, well, I don't really mind if something comes up that gives me a weakness because that makes my snack time valuable.
And I think it's interesting, like Hungry, if you don't play a snack time this turn, refill your hand to just 3 cards at the end of the turn. It's 1 card out of how many weaknesses, but that's just another reason to keep snack time around.
Yeah, if you get a little too aggressive with destroying your snack times, that one can get you.
If someone were to pass me a snack time, I wouldn't care like I would care about a vulnerability. So I think that is great. I think because of how good snack time is, I think it almost warrants having the weaknesses be -1 VP.
Yeah, if that was the case, you'd never destroy a snack time because it would those weaknesses would be very devastating.
Yeah.
As it is, I think you're right. I think that weaknesses should have the -1 because it doesn't punish you for having them anymore. It just punishes you for drawing them and having to play them.
Right. And if you get lucky like I did, where I was able to discard a couple.
Right. That's just crazy that suddenly this weakness is having 0 effect on you. It's actually making your hand better because you're discarding something useless.
And then it makes my future snack times even better.
Right. So if you were to draw into a snack time later that turn, you're like, hey, I've got it in my discard pile instead of in my hand or in play.
Right.
Yeah, it's that the interaction between the weaknesses and discard attacks is something that I don't like with this game because I attack you and suddenly your hand is better.
Yeah, it should, those effects in this format should say not discard a non-weakness card.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would make weaknesses stronger.
You mean more of a punishment?
Well, yeah, stronger as in their negative effect.
Right. Yeah, because, it's the difference between...
Which would then make snack time even better.
Ravager could be devastating, but the one time I hit you with her, you had one sidekick and you had a weakness in your hand, so it completely was to your benefit.
Yeah.
That's just, there's something very discouraging about helping someone by attacking them.
Yeah, I think it's a good format. I think there's something missing, and I don't know what it is.
Sure.
It's a little... I think it's an interesting turn that they made all the supervillains after the first one cost 10. That
Right.
speeds up the game.
Yes, it definitely does, because you're not going to run into a 13 or a 14 that's just going to drag on forever. I think that's a big difference in terms of speed, pace of the game, more than even time duration. It's the pace makes a big difference.
And with it being a primarily 2-player game, I've seen it where one player can just steamroll. You know, if they even start to win a little bit, they end up winning a lot.
Well, even just the first game we had here was once I got a control freak really early on like my, fourth turn, suddenly I'm getting a lot of turns where I'm hitting that 10.
Yeah, and I would argue that I've never really considered banning a card in this game. But I think in this format, Spellbook is too good with Raven. If someone gets Raven as their main hero,
Sure.
It's just devastating for the person that's
it's
not.
really devastating. I think the part that made it really bad in this game was the fact that it came up after your first turn.
Right, so I couldn't hate draft.
Right.
That, I think it's actually rare when it's justified to hate draft. That is absolutely justified to hate draft the spellbook from a Raven player.
Oh, and Flight is almost as bad. 4 power card, 4 power. That's abusable.
That could be good.
Snake form.
I've played 2 games as Starfire, and I've not had the luxury of playing Flight.
Being Starfire and getting Flight and what's the other one? Starbolts, I think it is. If you can get both of those, it's really going to town.
And it would have been like if I could have gotten Dodgeball Launcher early as Cyborg.
Right.
I could have been, every time I played a Dodgeball Launcher, I could have gotten rid of a weakness into your discard pile.
Yeah. Here's the other
Or punches.
Starfire card is Starbolts. If she's on your team, you reveal the top card of the main deck and additional power equal to that card's cost.
Yeah, that
which can be ridiculous.
pretty sick.
But yeah, so like all of the specific ones really do matter. Cyborgs are probably the weakest, but the fact is that their equipment, which synergizes really well with being Cyborg. It's like Missile Man. It's just destroy a card in the lineup and replace it. That's not that big a deal. But it's still good. You're not going to discount that.
I mean, and as a equipment-themed player, Batman becomes really good for Cyborg.
Oh, yeah. For Cyborg or Robin, which is obviously where it is intended to go. And then, yeah, Bowstaff when you're Robin, that's a really big swing. When you hit that, and if Robin's on your team, you're considered to have each sidekick in the game on your team.
Yeah.
That gives you a huge potential because you can combo that with things that trigger off of how many sidekicks you have, and that's 4 different effects if you've got the first edition of the game that you get to trigger each turn. That you can get that up, and that can really make a big difference. So yeah, all of these specific character ones are huge, but yeah, Spellbook for Raven, and what's the other one for Raven? That one works pretty well for her too.
Dark
When you've got Dark Magic, yeah.
If Raven is on your team, play a card in the lineup, then return it. That could be pretty awesome.
Yeah, especially when you have, an expensive lineup, you're going to be getting a good effect off of that. And then, so the 2 Raven effects and the 2 Starbolt effects, the Beast Boy effect is pretty strong just because weaknesses do have such an impact. And Robin is really good also.
That time I had Trash Hole with double crossed out, I had Snake Form in my deck as well.
Sure.
So that was just like doling out those weaknesses. And then, of course, I would be attacked, so I get to draw a card and then discard a card. I would be gaining the weaknesses as well, but it worked out with my snack times that I was able to get rid of and stay on top of
especially if you
weaknesses.
draw into a snack time because it's your turn. You can get rid of it right away before it can affect you.
Yeah, and I was able to really control how that stuff entered my deck, and it was awesome, quite frankly. But what's the other Beast Boy one? Sticky Joe. That can be really good.
Right. The ability to recur some of these strong abilities. Can you imagine if
From
you're
your
playing
discard
as
pile.
Beast Boy and you have Starfire and you can use Sticky Joe to recur one of them, or barring that Snake form, it synergizes really well both with the other both of the other, the Beast Boy ability, and with any of the other, or a lot of the other sidekick / superhero-based cards.
Even though it's not Cyborg specific, you could argue that Jetpack is just sick for Cyborg.
Oh, it's really strong for Cyborg. And that's the thing, is that with Cyborg, the things that do care whether you're Cyborg are equipment, and that just boosts their effectiveness.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, yes, Raven, neither of hers are villains, which is what she triggers off of. Same with Starfire. She doesn't trigger off of either of these. Beast Boy triggers off of one of his two. But I think both of the two that are based on Cyborg, Missile Man and, is it Meatball Launcher? Is that the care if you're Cyborg?
Dodgeball Launcher.
Dodgeball Launcher, that's the one. Right there.
Yeah.
And those are both equipment. So that's kind of the way the balance is out, is that yeah, the cards for Raven and Starfire are a little bit stronger, but they're off type. Beast Boy's got pretty strong effects, some flexibility to interact with the other characters, and one that's in type. And then Cyborg has two that are decent abilities, but they're both in type, so they boost him straight up.
Well, you think about it too. Like Jetpack can help you get through those weaknesses. You know, if you draw into them, you can discard them right away, and you're not forced to play them.
Yeah.
Whereas, conversely, Spellbook,
if you draw a weakness, you have to play it right away.
Right.
Yeah.
But then counter, you know, if you've got a lot of good cards in your hand, you play a Jetpack, you're gonna have to discard 2 good cards to that effect. Whereas
but your hand never. It's the same thing I always say with the Penguin, is your hand never gets worse with a Jetpack.
Right. But
worst case scenario, you end up with just as good a hand as you had before.
Right. And that's the difference with Spellbook, is that it can give you a better hand than you had before.
Right.
You could have an already really good hand and then play Spellbook and be like, oh my God, I'm generating 30 power.
Oh, no, it's an explosive card. There's no question on that.
And they both cost 4, so they're balanced against each other in that regard. So, yeah, I mean, I guess the potential is there for the other hero-specific cards. I've just seen Spellbook used to just so much greater effect.
You've played 2 games where someone playing Raven got it on their first or second turn. And that's the thing, is if you can get... Huge. If you're playing Starfire and you get Flight on the first turn, you're going to see the same thing, where suddenly you're dropping 4 power every time you go through your deck, and that's just crazy good.
Does make it a lot easier. You're almost halfway to the supervillain at that point.
Right.
Dodgeball Launcher.
And you just haven't seen that, so you don't get the feeling of how horrifying that can be.
Dodgeball Launcher could be pretty sick. Passing your
giving weaknesses away with that is really nice.
Punches.
Yeah.
To thin your deck out.
Or snack time early in a game when nobody's getting any weaknesses, so that your opponent's getting more dead hands. I did that in the first game of this that I played, and it made a difference. I mean, that's a risky strategy because you could be running into weaknesses later and not having snack times.
I would wait quite a while before I even consider destroying snack times. Or I somehow developed a strategy where it's like, okay, I've got a small deck with several good cards in it, and I'll destroy 1 snack time so I can see those good cards faster.
Sure. And again, that was also the first time I'd played the game, so I didn't know how prevalent attacks that were for weaknesses.
And I would probably...
And I also aggressively targeted them for myself.
Right. I would probably destroy 2 to 3 punches first before my first snack time in that scenario.
Sure. But I would hesitate to destroy punches until you've got a pretty decent-sized deck going. Just because...
Right. I mean, you got to play that all by ear as you're going.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Look for our next game next week, which is expected to be Birds of Prey, crossover number 6. We're looking forward to that game. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, our YouTube videos, and, of course, our Patreon page, where you can support us and unlock additional content. We are the Card Game Guys. Come play with us.